Tesla's Why Robot event was supposed to be about robo-taxis. The world showed up expecting self-driving cybercabs and sleek robo vans. But what they got was a full-blown science fiction moment, made real. Because when the lights hit the stage, it wasn't a car that rolled out first. It was a wave of humanoid robots. Over 50 Optimus Gen 3 bots stepped forward in eerie synchronization. The audience gasped. This wasn't a tech demo. This was a statement. Tesla wasn't just dipping its toes into robotics. It had cannonballed into the future. At first, everyone assumed it was choreography and a well-timed presentation. Maybe some remote-control magic to dazzle the crowd. But the longer you watched, the more surreal it became. These robots weren't just standing there. They were moving, realistically, purposefully, turning their heads, reacting to cues, blinking. You could feel the crowd's skepticism shift to stunned disbelief. Tesla hadn't brought ideas. They brought functioning hardware. And it wasn't some far-off vision. It was here, now, ready to leave the stage and walk into your home. What blew people away wasn't just the number of robots, but the quality. No wobbles, no awkward limps or stiff mechanical twitches. These machines flowed, balanced, focused. They weren't mascots for a tech company. They were employees waiting to clock in. Elon Musk took the mic and confirmed what the world was starting to realize. Optimus wasn't a concept anymore. It was real. And it was almost ready for deployment. The future didn't just arrive. It walked out under a spotlight and waved. Why this changes everything. Let's be real. Most people expected the classic robotic song and dance, a few mechanical movements, maybe some waving, a funny scripted joke, and one robot pouring a drink with the elegance of a toddler in mittens. But Optimus Gen 3 didn't play by those rules. It lifted objects, sorted them, opened a car trunk, then closed it smoothly. It even grabbed a bottle, unscrewed the cap, and poured a drink like a personal assistant at a billionaire's party. The message was loud and clear. This wasn't sci-fi anymore. It was Tesla's next big product line. The robots weren't just following code. They were responding to voice commands. They interacted with the environment. One bot paused mid-task to avoid colliding with a person walking nearby. It didn't panic or freeze. It adjusted, naturally, intelligently. Another Optimus adapted to different floor textures in real time, maintaining balance with shockingly human-like grace. This wasn't some Vegas illusion. It was industrial-grade autonomy happening in front of our eyes. And for the first time, people realized this wasn't just cool. It was useful. From folding laundry to organizing groceries, these robots were built for the real world. Tesla didn't just want to impress. They wanted to prove that Optimus could live in your home, work at your business, and assist in your daily life. It wasn't about hype. It was about utility. This demo marked a shift from conceptual robots that live in labs to practical humanoids that can actually do stuff. That's what changed everything. The line between dream and device, gone. Built on EV innovation. Here's the kicker. Tesla didn't reinvent the wheel for Optimus. They gave the wheel legs, literally. Instead of starting from zero, they leveraged everything they've already mastered in the world of electric vehicles and repackaged it into a humanoid form. Motors, sensors, AI chips, thermal management systems, battery packs. It's all built on the foundation Tesla's been refining for over a decade. The same technology that keeps a Model S gliding smoothly through traffic, it now helps Optimus glide across your living room floor without knocking over your furniture. That's not just smart, it's strategic genius. Take the electric motors used in Tesla's Model Y. They're powerful, efficient, and engineered to move a 4,000-pound car. Now imagine those same motors miniaturized and fine-tuned to control human-like movements, knees bending, arms lifting, fingers gripping with just the right amount of pressure. Those precision gearboxes, once used to handle acceleration and braking forces, are now balancing trays of fragile glassware or stacking boxes with finesse. It's the same DNA, just adapted for a different body. And let's talk about the full self-driving suite, the tech that's been racking up billions of miles of real-world data. Those LiDAR, radar, and camera systems that once helped Tesla cars detect lane changes and pedestrians. Now they're Optimus's eyes and ears, allowing it to scan a room, track motion, and respond with real-time awareness. It's not just looking around, it's understanding the space it's in, obstacles, people, pets, changing light, uneven floors. Optimus is learning to handle them all. But hardware is just one side of the equation. Tesla's real ace in the hole is its software. The AI neural nets that power Tesla's full self-driving beta are continuously evolving, constantly learning. That same intelligence is now training Optimus to do everything from navigating tight spaces to interpreting your body language. Imagine a robot that doesn't just see you pointing, but knows what you mean. That doesn't just avoid your dog, but anticipates where it'll walk next. This is where Tesla's vertical integration becomes a weapon. They're not sourcing parts or waiting on third parties. They're building the robot, the brain, the interface, and the intelligence. Every piece of Optimus is backed by years of real-world EV testing, manufacturing scale, and AI innovation. That's not just leveraging a lead, it's compounding it. So while other companies are still tinkering in labs, trying to figure out how to teach a robot to walk, Tesla's walking, talking, and reaching for the fridge. Optimus isn't just built on EV innovation, it is EV innovation, brought to life in a whole new form. This isn't the next chapter, it's a new book entirely. Was it all real? The remote control debate. When something this good hits the stage, the internet doesn't applaud, it investigates. Almost immediately after the Optimus demo went live, the online world lit up like a Christmas tree. Reddit threads popped off, tech Twitter was buzzing, YouTubers were already dissecting the footage frame by frame, and nearly everyone was asking the same burning question. Was that even real? The demo looked suspiciously smooth. Movements were graceful, the handoffs were clean, the transitions seamless. For many, it felt more like a choreographed performance than a live AI showcase. Could Optimus really be that capable already? Or was someone backstage pulling strings, Wizard of Oz style? Some robotics experts voiced doubts. They zoomed in on synchronization moments between multiple bots, slight timing overlaps that felt pre-cued, like they were running on a shared script. Others noticed how the robot seemed to hesitate just long enough to receive a potential signal, suggesting that maybe, just maybe, remote control was playing a hidden role. Were the robots operating autonomously or simply responding to commands via backstage technicians with joysticks? And of course, in true Tesla fashion, the company offered zero comment on the speculation. No technical breakdown, no confirmation or denial, just silence. And that only fanned the flames. Because when Tesla doesn't explain something, the mystery becomes part of the hype machine. Is that clever marketing or calculated misdirection? Depends on who you ask. But here's where it gets interesting. Several on-the-ground tech analysts, people who know what real robotics behavior looks like, notice something very different. Micro hesitations, balance adjustments, real-time recalibrations, little quirks that aren't typical of pre-programmed motion. A robot doesn't shift weight mid-step or self-correct a minor wobble unless it's actually processing the environment. These moments, subtle as they were, hinted at something real beneath the polish. Could Tesla have had training wheels in place? Of course, it's a live demo with complex machines. Some safety netting is expected. But even if certain sequences were pre-structured or assisted, that doesn't take away from what matters most. The underlying systems are working. Object recognition, path planning, environmental awareness, those don't fake themselves. So was it 100% autonomous? Probably not. Was it fake? Absolutely not. The truth sits in that messy, fascinating middle ground. Tesla showed us a robot that's not perfect, but incredibly promising. Whether Optimus was remote-assisted or not, one thing is crystal clear. The hardware and software are getting close to something game-changing. This wasn't a puppet show, it was a glimpse of what's coming, and it's coming fast. Elon's vision: one bot for every human. And then Elon Musk said it, the kind of line that doesn't just make headlines, it defines eras. A quote that echoes through boardrooms, tech blogs, and history books. Without a hint of hesitation, he looked out across the audience and declared, "Eventually, every person on Earth will want an Optimus." Mic drop. For a split second, the room fell completely silent. It wasn't confusion, it was disbelief. Did he just say every person? Not companies, not high-end buyers, not just tech fans. Everyone. This wasn't about building luxury robots for Silicon Valley or Fortune 500 companies. Elon was pitching a future where Optimus is as common as a smartphone, as personal as a laptop, and as essential as electricity. And then he took it even further, a price tag between $20,000 to $30,000. Let that sink in. That's less than a new car. That's cheaper than many college degrees. That's within reach for millions of people. Not someday, but soon. The crowd reacted with audible gasps and stunned applause. For the first time, a humanoid robot felt possible. Not in theory, but in reality. Because that number changed the game. It turned Optimus from a jaw-dropping demo into a viable consumer product. Not just for the ultra-rich, but for families, small businesses, clinics, farms, workshops, warehouses, anyone who needs help. This wasn't a novelty anymore. It was a tool, a partner, a revolution in a box. And Musk wasn't done. He started painting a vision of a future where robots didn't just mop your floor or fetch your groceries. They'd help raise your kids, monitor aging parents, assist with disabilities, or simply offer company to someone who's lonely. A tireless helper, a robotic friend, a worker who doesn't sleep, take breaks, or burn out. A presence that could be always there, always ready, and, thanks to AI, growing smarter with time. Imagine that. One Optimus per person. An entire generation growing up with a humanoid assistant in the home. The way we once adopted microwaves, PCs, smartphones, Optimus could be next. Not just a product, but a platform for daily life. Because when Elon says something like this, it's not hype, it's a plan. One robot for every human. It sounds wild until it happens. And if Tesla delivers on that promise, we won't just remember the demo. We'll remember the day the world changed. Household helper or sci-fi dream? Tesla didn't build Optimus to be cool. They built it to be useful. And that utility? It's showing up in some seriously impressive ways. We're talking robots that can unload groceries, fold laundry, water your plants, and even walk the dog. Yeah, you read that right. Walk the dog. With leash awareness, obstacle detection, and gentle handoff protocols, Optimus isn't just a gadget, it's a lifestyle assistant. These bots aren't just chore doers, they're home managers. Optimus can communicate with other smart devices, monitor energy use, and even alert homeowners of potential hazards. Forgot to close the fridge? Optimus handles it. Spilled something in the kitchen? Optimus mops it up. Think of it as the ultimate home upgrade. Part butler, part babysitter, part security guard. You won't need a dozen smart gadgets when one Optimus can handle it all. Tesla is also training Optimus in social intelligence. It can greet guests, tell bedtime stories, and even engage kids with light games or educational content. Its soft-spoken voice and friendly posture are designed to put humans at ease. We're not talking about creepy, metallic drones. We're talking about digital roommates with charm. Tesla doesn't just want robots in homes, they want them welcomed like family. But while Tesla builds bots to live in our homes, other countries are trying to catch up. The question is, are they building competitors or just chasing Tesla's shadow? China's efforts fall behind. If you assume China, the global powerhouse of manufacturing and technology, would be going toe-to-toe with Tesla in the humanoid robotics race, you'd be in for a surprise. On paper, it seems like a perfect match. Unlimited scale, massive government investment, a booming AI sector, and a track record of catching up fast. But when it comes to humanoid robots with real-world functionality, China is lagging behind. Yes, companies like Unitree Robotics, Fourier Intelligence, and a growing list of state-backed startups have unveiled humanoid prototypes. Some of them look flashy, sleek shells, articulated joints, high-energy sizzle reels full of smooth camera pans, and choreographed dance moves. But beyond the lights and editing, the functionality doesn't hold up. Most of these bots exist in tightly controlled demo environments, if they exist outside of animation at all. There's a lot of marketing gloss, but not a lot of deployment muscle. China's historical strength is scale, taking a concept and mass-producing it at breakneck speed. But Tesla, in a brilliant twist, flipped the script. They shipped functionality before scale. While Chinese bots are dancing for cameras, Tesla's Optimus Gen 3 is walking factory floors, lifting objects, and preparing for household integration. That's the difference between a concept and a product. One dazzles, the other delivers. Even Boston Dynamics, once seen as the global leader in humanoid motion, recently discontinued Atlas, its most advanced humanoid robot. And with that, a gap has emerged. Tesla stepped in, not with CGI promises or abstract AI dreams, but with a humanoid robot that can actually do useful things. It's pouring drinks. It's sorting parts. It's moving with balance and awareness in uncontrolled spaces. That's not science fiction. That's shipping reality. China may still hold an edge in component manufacturing and cost-cutting, but in this space, brains beat brawn. And Tesla's brain power, its neural nets, real-time AI processing, and self-learning software is years ahead. The ability to walk is impressive, but the ability to think, to adapt, to learn, that's the true revolution, and that's where Optimus wins. So yes, China can build fast, but right now they're building slower and smarter is beating faster and flashier. Until Chinese companies move beyond the hype and into homes, warehouses, and factories with real deployment, Tesla owns the field. Everyone else? Still catching up. Performance specs, not the fastest, but the smartest. Let's get one thing straight. Optimus isn't breaking speed records. It currently walks at 2 mph, just under human walking speed. Critics scoffed. Too slow, they said. But here's what they're missing. Tesla is optimizing for safety, stability, and smarts, not sprints. If you want a robot to walk beside your grandma or carry your groceries, you don't want fast, you want steady. Optimus uses Tesla's own actuators and gearboxes, precision-tuned for human-like motion. It's not about jerky robotic stepping. It's about balance, controlled motion, adjusting to new surfaces without tipping over. Even when nudged or surprised, Optimus recovers naturally. It can identify a glass table from a wall, avoid small pets, and adapt mid-walk. That's the kind of intelligence that makes it home-ready. And the speed? That's coming. Elon teased that 5 mph walking is on the roadmap by 2025. But the focus right now is awareness and efficiency. Optimus's neural net is fed real-world data constantly. Each step, each motion, makes the next one smarter. While competitors chase flashy stunts, Tesla's building a robot that learns as it lives. Not the fastest, but definitely the brightest kid on the block. Brains and balance are one thing, but if you want a robot in your house, it better not look like a sci-fi nightmare. Designed for real-life, Tesla didn't just engineer movement, they engineered presence. Optimus Gen 3 has a sleek, clean design that's more Apple Store than Terminator. Rounded joints, minimalist form, and a neutral, friendly face make it easy to accept in everyday spaces. This wasn't just about function, it was about feeling. If a robot's going to stand in your kitchen, it needs to fit in. Tesla's behavioral designers focused on emotional design. That means how a bot looks when it moves, how it turns its head, how it blinks or pauses. Optimus doesn't lurch around, it gestures, responds, even mimics expressions subtly. It maintains polite posture, never invades personal space, and is even programmed with humor. A small joke, a gentle greeting. It's less machine and more mannered. This careful design extends to the voice, tone, and even footsteps. Tesla ran studies to figure out what sounds and movements don't scare humans. That research now defines every bot behavior. Whether in homes, hospitals, or hotels, Optimus isn't just tolerable, it's likable. And that's the secret sauce: human acceptance. Tesla isn't selling hardware, they're selling a relationship. And when robots stop feeling like tools and start acting like friends, that's when culture itself begins to shift. Social and cultural revolution. What happens when your assistant, your caregiver, or even your coworker isn't human? Welcome to the cultural frontier Tesla is pushing. Early demos showed Optimus doing more than chores. It mingled at parties, it responded to conversation, it offered someone a drink, and even cracked a joke. The crowd didn't cringe, they laughed. Some even applauded. That's not engineering, that's connection. Tesla wants to break down the barrier between man and machine, not with deception, but with interaction. A world where your kids play with a robot, not as a toy, but as a friend. Where seniors have 24/7 companionship. Where your barista doesn't just make your latte, it remembers your name, your order, and your bad day last Tuesday. That's not automation. That's integration. The big question now, will society accept it? Are we ready to treat robots like we treat pets, assistants, even people? If early reactions are anything to go by, the answer might already be yes. People smiled, they engaged. The future Tesla is offering isn't cold or sterile, it's warm, welcoming, and we're leaning into it faster than anyone expected. The manufacturing edge. Here's where Tesla crushes the competition, not in theory, but in execution. While others are tinkering with prototypes in secret labs, Tesla is mass-producing tech like it's popcorn. Gigafactories across the globe are primed to roll out not just EVs, but humanoid robots. They're not starting a new industry, they're plugging robots into a well-oiled machine. Optimus is made using the same scalable production methods that turned the Model 3 from a risky bet into a mainstream staple. Same supply chains, same casting processes, same AI chips, batteries, and power electronics. Tesla's EV infrastructure is now being recycled for the humanoid age. Most companies struggle to scale one product. Tesla, they're about to scale a species. And with every new generation, costs drop, performance improves, learning accelerates. Just like Tesla vehicles, Optimus is on a roadmap of constant iteration. What costs $30,000 now could push $10,000 in a few years. That's what terrifies competitors. Tesla isn't trying to invent robots, they're trying to ship them at volume, at speed, globally. And they're the only ones with the factory firepower to actually do it. But just because you can build millions of robots doesn't mean you should. This is where things get serious, because the future is knocking and it's carrying some big ethical questions. The ethical and economic challenge. Let's not pretend everything's perfect. Tesla knows it, Elon admits it. A robot revolution will shake the global economy to its core. Millions of jobs, manual labor, retail, transport, even healthcare could be replaced. That's not sci-fi doom. That's basic economics. Automation will disrupt the workforce. And Tesla, more than anyone, is holding the match. Elon has floated solutions: universal basic income, retraining programs, a shift toward creativity, human connection, and emotional labor. But make no mistake, there's risk here. If Optimus becomes as common as smartphones, the world has to rethink how people work, live, and earn. That's not a problem 10 years from now. That's a conversation we need today. Then there's privacy. A robot in your home sees everything. Tesla says all data is encrypted and processed locally. But still, are we ready for machines to watch our kids, hear our arguments, and track our habits? It's not just about innovation, it's about trust. If Tesla gets this wrong, the consequences won't be technical, they'll be societal. This next chapter, it must be written carefully. But even with those heavy questions hanging in the air, Elon's final prediction didn't hold back. In fact, it might be the boldest claim he's ever made. The road ahead. Optimus is Tesla's biggest product ever. Elon Musk looked the world in the eye and said it flat out: Optimus could become more valuable than everything else Tesla has ever made. Pause and let that sink in. Bigger than the Model S, bigger than solar roofs, gigafactories, and yes, bigger than the entire EV business. This isn't just a product, it's a platform. Why? Because Optimus isn't locked to roads. It's not confined to driving or power storage. It's everywhere. Homes, hospitals, warehouses, retail stores, on construction sites, offices, Mars eventually. Any place a human can go, Optimus can go too. And that's never been true for any piece of Tesla tech before. That universality, that's world-changing. We're not there yet. Full autonomy still needs refinement. Human trust still needs earning. But with every Gen 3 prototype walking, working, and learning, the humanoid revolution inches closer. And if Tesla pulls this off, if Optimus becomes a global companion, worker, and friend, then yeah, this might just be Tesla's biggest product ever. Not because it moves fast, but because it moves us. This isn't just about robots. It's about rewriting the rules of life itself. Tesla didn't just launch a machine, they launched a movement. And the future, it's no longer waiting. It just knocked on your front door.